Today I'm going to show you how to install the Santec 3/4 thermostatic valve. The first thing you need to do is define the thickness of the wall, the finish wall. The reason for that is you want to make sure when you install the valve that you do not put it too far back into the wall or too far forward. The valve should be installed where you have the mudguard min and max, and the finish wall should fit in between the min and max lines of the mudguard. So once that's done, you did install it. Next thing you need to do is to flush out the lines from any debris or copper chips. By doing that, you need to take off your hot and cold stops, integral stops. For this demonstration, I'm only going to take one off to save some time. So I will take off the hot. And as you can see, there's screens in there. And if you don't flush the lines, what happens is debris gets caught into the screen and your water will not reach the cartridge itself, as you'll have clogged debris into your stops and the water will not adjust properly into your cartridge. So now I'm going to take off the cartridge. Screw that out, that pulls out. And as you can see, you have your hot and cold screens in here with your rubber O-rings. And the other thing you must do, or you should not do, is solder too close to your hot and cold inlets. If you do solder too close to it, you can melt the O-rings or anything plastic inside the valve body. All right, so here now you let the water run for a few minutes, get all the debris, copper chips out of the lines. You can shut off the main valve going into the house or your water lines going into the bathroom. And now you can start installing it back. Screw this back in, you make it nice and snug. Now, as I mentioned before, if the water is not adjusting properly and you did not flush out the lines, more than likely what's going to happen is debris is going to be caught into your screens here and not your main cartridge. Water has to pass through the hot and cold first. So too many customers will order, or plumbers will order a new cartridge, and it's not the cartridge because it's already clogged up in your hot and cold integral stops. So make sure these are cleaned and you put those back. Okay, make it nice and snug. That's done. Now also, there's a red line on the spline itself. You want to make sure that's facing the 12 o'clock position, as the cartridge is calibrated at the factory at 100 degrees when at the 12 o'clock position. So the red line now matches up to the 12 o'clock position. Next thing you do is you start putting your finished trim on. Just slide your sleeve over. Okay. Next, you put on your decorative finish plate, slides right over the sleeve. And then you have 2 screws. Okay. Get those started. Then I will use a power drill to screw those all the way in. Just make them nice and snug again. No need to over tighten. Okay. Once that is done, you put on your brass limit stop. Again, this has a red line, as you can see. That's going to go to the 12 o'clock position. Slide that on, nice and snug. Next, you put on your dial assembly. That just slides over. And that will stop at 100 degrees. You press the button in, goes up to 120. Go back, it stops at 100. And you can go back and go to 75 degrees. All right, once that is done, you can put your handle on. And it has a set screw on the bottom that holds it into place. Just tighten that up. And now you have installed the Santec 3/4 thermostatic valve. Thank you.